you're not just trying to help a dad explain to his son what sex is and what an erection is, like some of the biological things. You're talking bigger picture. Explain the difference between just teaching your kids what the anatomy of sex is versus what you're talking about.
So first of all, when your kid's 12 or 13 years old, they already know what sex is, or they may have some wildly inappropriate or wrong idea, but they think they know what sex is. So that conversation should happen earlier. And there's some great books out there for that by Jim Burns and people like that have, the great, very appropriate things that you can talk with them about, right, with the pictures and all that kind of stuff. There is a chapter in there about curiosity to where you're going to find out what do you have questions about. You do want to, because I don't care. My son, when he was 17, still had some questions that he would ask me. All right, so it's not like that ever goes away. So you do want to address that, but this is talking about, why do I want to look at this stuff, and why do I feel tempted? What do I do with those feelings, if that makes sense? And how do I talk about them? What are some things I can do that help me get through those times? And how can I, as your dad, how can we work together through that? So that's more aligned what this is, more along the lines of what this is about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it probably is really good at even equipping dads, who maybe aren't as emotionally aware or aware of their feelings to, create a safe space for that.
Yeah, well, let me tell you a story that's in the book. Okay, that is when my son was
sneak peek. Here we go.
Yeah. My son was 13 and he came home from school. He went to public school and said, "Dad, I messed up." And we were already having these conversations every week. We had Thursday night. That's when we met, and when we purposely talked about this. And he goes, "Dad, I messed up." I said, "What are you talking about?" "Well, there was this girl at school and she was wearing short shorts and I messed up." And I'm thinking, What do you mean? I'm trying to figure out what did you go home and fantasize? No. Did you try to imagine her naked? He goes, No. I just messed up. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And it finally hit me. Oh, he got aroused and he thought that was bad.
Oh, yeah.
And so I said, wait. Okay. So your body will biologically react, to seeing someone attractive with maybe not all the clothes on that they might normally have. And then there's temptation. That's the second set. Is that could lead you to, but that's not a sin. You're just thinking about, I might want to do something with this thought, right? And then there's actual lust. And in explaining that to him, and that ended up in the book, but that literally just came out of that moment. It said, oh, this really helps me a lot. Because sometimes when you have a temptation that think I've already blown it. No, you didn't blow it yet. Temptation's temptation. And even a bodily reaction, that's biology. God made your body to work that way. And so what my thing with my son was like, your body is working the way it's supposed to. Let's go celebrate, Yeah. But but it helped me as a man to realize, oh, I'd never really thought about this either. This is not something I had written ahead of time. It came out while talking with my son.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that goes in line with the kind of things that I encourage dads with when they say, I've never really done this. Where do I start? When do I start? I think there's something powerful in asking questions, and really at any age. I mean, as soon as your kid is going to a public school, even in kindergarten, to say to them things like, hey, are there any things your friends are joking about at school that you don't understand? Has anybody used a word that you don't know what it means? And if that ever happens, I want you to know you could come and ask me, and I wouldn't be mad at you for asking, or for even if you think it's a quote unquote bad word. I want to be here to help you understand things so that you don't have to ever keep it from me. And having that pattern, that's, I think, what I try to do most with my boys is at all their stages, like, hey, how are things going at school? Anything your friends are joking about that you don't understand? Anything that's happening with your body that's new that you don't understand? And so kind of with the questions, it's gauging their level of interest. Like, oh yeah, here's a whole bunch of stuff I want to know about. And my two boys are very different. My younger is actually far more curious, and just the nature of guys, he's more into sports and, rough and tough kind of things. The nature of his friendship circles have tended to be guys that are a little more rough around the edges and have joked about more things that he's had to ask me a lot of questions about. My older son is a little more of a thinker and a little more into the arts and sciences. And he's just less like, no, I kind of, he's just more matter of fact. And so giving them that freedom to ask the questions they want has really led the conversation in ways that then I can say, oh, I'm really glad you brought that up. Let's talk about it. Mm-hmm. And then the other encouragement I would give to dads is maybe you do take that step you get some courage. You do what I said earlier, like, okay, I've never talked to my boy. He's 14 years old. He's in his room with his computer way too much. I'm just going to go in and I'm going to say, son, I know what it's like to be a man. I care about you. How are you doing with pornography? And he says, oh, I'm fine. Or, you say, is there any way I can help you? Like, nope. I want to encourage you in those moments. You have a golden opportunity, because sometimes we're like, no, oh, okay, great. And we like leave. But take 2 more sentences, 30 more seconds to say, well, I want you to know I care about you. I'm here for you. And if anything ever comes up, I'd love the chance to get to talk with you and support you. And then I would have this conversation with my sons. I'd say, because I never knew how to bring that kind of stuff to my dad. And looking back, I wish I would have, because I really think had I gone to him, he would have helped me. Mm-hmm. I was just too scared. And so I want you boys to know you can ask me anything, or if you ever struggle, just come tell me. I'm not going to, be mad at you. I'm going to help you. Mm-hmm. And then walk out of the room and be like, oh, okay, sounds like they're doing good. And what I have found in those moments is planting those seeds. And you might plant that seed 10 times of, oh, that's great. I'm here for you. If you need anything, please talk to me. I'd love to support you. You plant the seed, then it's going to be one day, kind of like you were saying, Heather, maybe you're playing basketball, or you're driving to the store, or you're doing something tactile where they don't have to look you in the eye. And so it's a little easier to have that conversation. They're going to say, hey, Dad, and they're going to go into something or bring up something or ask a question. At the moment, you're least ready for it, which is the other thing I'd say. That's okay. Like, you don't have to be perfectly ready with your 12-point answer. They're going to ask you out of the blue, but it's because you plant those seeds. It's because you keep saying to them, hey, I'm here for you. And if you ever want to talk, I would love to be a part of supporting you in this. And so when a teenager does what most teenagers do, nope, I'm fine, nothing, no, I'm good. Say thank you, and then give that encouragement, because over time, that will give them, when they're ready, the chance to come back to you and ask those questions.
One thing I do to help draw the kids out a little bit more is I encourage dads to go first. So
yes,
by the time your kid's 12, 13, 14, most of us, we were exposed to porn before that age, or by that age. So how I started that conversation with my son was, when I was 9 years old, I was over to sleepover, and this kid pulled out this porn and started showing to me, but I didn't know who to talk to. I said, that's going to happen to you someday. And so when it does, I want you to tell me it's okay. But I didn't have anybody to talk to. And so I tell my story first. And I told some other kinds of stories when he was getting to the age that I thought, like, he is in situations where this could come up. Mm-hmm. And sometimes he would then come and say, hey, this happened, and talk about it. There are some other times where he didn't. But later on in his 20s, he goes, I never told you this, but when I was 13, this thing happened. But because we talked, I did this. You know what I'm saying? So even though in my case, my son didn't tell me every time something happened, which I wish he would have, he was still knew what to do because I had given him those examples. So sometimes by starting, they know it's okay to say, yeah, I've already been exposed to it. If we say, yeah, I was exposed this at this age. And that way, you don't have to really go a whole lot more into that. But then they think, because they may be thinking, well, you probably didn't when you were my age.
Right.
Kind of thing.